dudes I dated prior to my baby father, even the last dude I dated, they will never like leave you. You're a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a way, this happening to her, you're part of the issue as well. Like, I don't know. Men are different. Like, I don't care what it is. Even if I'm mad at a guy, I still have a heart. Like, where's the heart? Hi guys, welcome to my life, my world, my everything. Welcome to Tasha Reacts. Welcome to Tasha Reacts. I hope everybody's doing all well, you're doing all good in the hood, baby. Thank you for you guys who has been subscribed to me. Welcome to my little tribe, my tribe. If you don't know me, my name is Tasha. I do have another channel called Tasha Society that I do hair, makeup, reactions. That's just the pillar channel. I do everything over there, and I will be a little bit more consistent. I might be probably adding vlogs and little stuff like that with my weight loss journey. But anywho, I want to say thank you to everybody for subscribing. If I always put the person's social media here or here, just basically, you know me, I'm very big about supporting people, showing people love. If I can't find the channel, it won't be linked, but if I do leave the people's information here. This is not a bullying channel. I do not bully people. I just showcase people's stories because I really enjoy story times and different things like that. I'm not here to judge. Who am I? Baby. I got 2 baby daddies. Who am I to judge? Like Kevin Samuel says, I'm expired. I'm expired. So baby, I'm not here to judge anybody. I just put the video out and then you guys do what you do in the comments, okay? All right, okay? Okay, so this story is a person's HIV story. She was going viral on TikTok. I'm not very consistent like on watching people. I need to like get familiar because a lot of people is like really known. I just find the stories and I stitch it together, but she did have a whole video on YouTube, which is so helpful. So we're gonna react to that. I'm not gonna speak a lot because who am I to judge, okay? All right, so we're gonna watch this together and then you guys can chat to me in the comments.
So many people want to know how I actually got HIV, and I understand the curiosity. It's been about 24 hours since the woman that raised me, the girl that I've loved the most, my grandmother, passed away. My grandmother and I, the relationship that I personally had with my grandmother was strained by pain and her inability to talk about it. And it wasn't until yesterday that I realized that she just wasn't able to talk about it. So on this day, I want to honor the woman who raised me and the woman that I love. I want to honor my grandmother by sharing my story and not keeping silent like she felt she was forced to do.
And as a mother, you know, my children's still young. My daughter is 16, so she's just getting into, you know, the groove of things. Especially as a grandmother, a mother, aunt, whatever, it's just in your mind, you just feel as if like you want to protect your children. And in a way, like you going through what you're going through, because I don't know the dynamic of y'all relationship, and she probably just didn't know how to react, you know? She probably just didn't know how to support you. You know, some people support you through anger and pain, and she you know, it's just sometimes you just don't know what do I do? You know, my baby's going through this, and sometimes it makes you feel like you failed them in a way, you know?
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I come before you and I just ask that your will may be done over my life. I submit my will to your will. I ask that it is your words, Holy Spirit, leaving my lips. by your grace and for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen. So many people want to know how I actually got HIV, and I understand the curiosity. However, I wasn't ready to talk about it. I didn't know how to talk about it because I still hadn't processed what actually happened to me. On the night of March 12th, let's actually back up a little bit. The day before I was supposed to go on a date, I wanted to get tested first. I don't know why. I just felt like I wanted to get tested first. That's what I wanted to do. So I went to the clinic, and it took longer than expected. And so by the time that I was out of the clinic, my date was like that he couldn't do it because he wanted to have like an earlier dinner, an earlier night. So for us to just reschedule for the next day. And I said, okay. And I was also like an hour and a half late to dinner the next day anyway.
I know this is so out of whack, but I have a story time. I think it's either prior to this about the girl getting angry. Okay, the girl was supposed to be going on a date with a guy, and the dude was an hour late. It's so crazy because now it kind of makes me like feel bad, because if you guys don't know, I'm late to everything. Everything. Baby, I went to a wedding. The wedding started at 5. I came at 10. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. So now I'm like watching other people, and other people are like, oh, this guy canceled on me because I was an hour and a half late. I was 2 hours late. Oh, the woman, you know, you don't respect my time. I'm like, oh, I must have not respect people's time, because now I'm watching everybody. I'm like, dang, I need to apologize to everybody I dated in the world. All the dudes I dated, because I'm late to everything. Everything. Anyhow.
We rescheduled for Tuesday, and that's how I just knew it was fate, it was destiny, it was something that was meant to happen, it was God's will. Because had I gone out to dinner that night, I wouldn't have met him. But who knows what would have happened. We go to dinner. At this point, I'm really trying not to drink. I explained to him that I'm not drinking any hard liquor, but I'm down to have wine. I've never really had wine before. I only did.
Hold on, did I miss a part? Hold on, didn't the guy said that? Hold on, maybe I need to listen. Because the guy said he'll reschedule, so who's this guy? This is a different person? Alright, let me listen, child, because
like tequila and Hennessy, and so I didn't realize that wine could get you as messed up, if not more. He got me a bottle of the finest wine that they had at Nobu. A bottle. I didn't recognize the red flags, trust me, I didn't. I thought he was just being generous. I guess everything is going okay. At this point, I'm still pretty violent when I get drunk. I wasn't a happy drunk for a very long time, especially towards men. My anger was always geared towards men, for the most part. As we're leaving the restaurant, I'm already in and out of consciousness, so I'm not sure what's actually happening or how far I walk to get to the hotel. I do know that there's a bar downstairs and like in the lobby, and I get like a drink at the lobby as well, maybe 2. It's embarrassing, and I'm not even gonna get into it. It's in my other video, but I had started working out and I started taking pre-workout, and it was not sitting well. I'm like very lactose intolerant. If you know, you know. It just did not sit well, and he got mad. And so he kicks me out of the room. He's like, I can't deal with this. Like, this is not what I signed up for. He kicks me out of the hotel room.
who is he? Am I missing this? I don't want to rewind it all over again. Maybe when I replay back, because the date that she said she was supposed to go with ended up canceling. Who is this guy? Is this the same guy, or I don't understand. Who is this man? Who is this? I'm confused. I don't know. I'm stressed. All right.
And doesn't get me an Uber. I don't know if I even let him get me an Uber. Like, I really don't know. But it doesn't matter if I let him or not. He should have done it. got me a cab, made sure that I got in it. I was very inebriated. I had no idea where I was.
I don't know, maybe because I'm older, and you know me, like I know a lot of people like talk bad about Caribbean men, especially Haitians. If you know, you know. I love me a Haitian guy. I do. It's just my weakness. Don't judge me, okay? But I love me a Haitian guy. But the thing about, I never experienced, like, well, I don't drink, but like if I had guys that I go out with, any guy, even like, well, but all my baby daddies, both of them are Caribbean, and so I never met a guy that would let a woman walk. I never dealt with that. Like, you can go. Even dudes that used to be mad at me will drop me home and just speed off. You know, they'll do the little thing. If my friends are drunk or whatever, they're like, yo, Tasha, I'm gonna get a cab. I'm gonna get in the car with you guys to make sure you're safe because you guys are women. Like, every story I hear, these men are just leaving these women stranded, leaving these women without anything. You know, they must be in my son's father's generation, because my son's father is that type of guy. Like, he will leave a woman in the street with their kid, homeless. But men before, like, I always say that, like, dudes I dated prior to my baby father, even the last dude I dated, they will never like leave you. You're a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a way, this happening to her, you're part of the issue as well. Like, I don't know. Men are different. Like, I don't care what it is. Even if I'm mad at a guy, I still have a heart. Like, where's the heart? Like, you just leave women in the street, and I don't care how reckless you are. You can call me ho, stupid, I'm not gonna leave you, because if something does happen, that's on me. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I feel like this generation's so weird now. Like, everybody just don't care. Where is the love? Where is the love?
I begin to walk, I guess, and I'm not sure how far I walk. I don't know what happens, but I do know that I'm being followed. Like I said, I am very violent when it comes to men, especially when I'm drunk. Apparently I was being recorded, and I say apparently because, like, I remember a little bit of that, but not the whole thing. This guy crosses the street and he has like a phone in my face, and I guess he's trying to like really catch me, like, out here like slipping. I push his phone off, like he's holding it like this, and I like push it down and it falls. He curses me out a little bit, and then he gets it back up and he puts it in my face, and then I spit on him. And then when I spit on him, he punched me in the face. So at that point, I'm on the floor, knocked out. Like, he knocked me out cold. The next thing.
What? Where's she from? What in the... Yo, when people tell their stories, it's like, wow.
I know, or the next thing I can remember, someone is picking me up. And at this point, there's a group of people. But someone is picking me up, and he's like, yo, are you okay? Are you good? I just remember.
So when she got knocked out, where were the group of people? Like, no. What's going on? What's going on? First of all, well, I can't say anything. The spit in your face thing, I get, you know, I used to do that. That was the childish me. But, because I tell people, if somebody spits in your face, in a way, it's kind of like, you know, but nobody was like, nah. Come on, chill. She's a girl. Come on, bro. Chill. Yo, she's drunk. Like, nothing. I don't know. This world's different. Maybe back in the days we were just doing people's business, because people will beat you up for hitting a girl, even if the girl's wrong. Nowadays, men, it's a different world, child. Jesus, you coming? Oh, okay.
Remember his voice. I don't remember much of anything else, but it was Angel. That's not really his name, but that's what he introduced himself as. He picks me up from the ground, and he's like, I'm like stumbling on my steps. He hands me my purse, I guess. I don't know. I really don't remember that part of it. Like I said, he's with his friends. I later find out that these are not his friends. For the most part, these are just people that he does he used to do a podcast with. And by the way, the reason that I know that I was being filmed is because the guy who filmed me, once King Face passed away, and I started sharing my story on Instagram. He DM'd me and threatened to share this video if I didn't do an interview with him. It's crazy. At this point, they're like, how do we get this girl home? The best thing would have been to call me an Uber.
This world is the weirdest world. It's the weirdest world. And you think threatening her is going to make her sit down. Can't you go to... Isn't that some type of HIPAA? I don't know, but... Like, people are just... Everything is clout. Like, people don't think of what the person's going through, what the person is. Like, I'm just getting very emotional for her because I just... Man, God.
Or a Lyft, but I don't know if they wanted to spend money on me or if they were broke. I'm not sure. Didn't feel like I was worth spending $1 on or $50 on an Uber or Lyft. So they decided that they were gonna be the ones to take me home, or he decided that he was gonna be the one to take me home. And I see that he was the one that decided to take me home because while we were on our way home, like his friends were like suggesting to leave me on the side of the road. And King Face was like, nah. Every single time he would ask me for my address, I would be like, suck my... I remember that. I laugh about it now because, yo, like, what was wrong with me? Like, what the heck? What was wrong with me? I guess he drops off everyone that he needs to drop off. And then I'm in the car with him.
Wait a minute. I'm not laughing at this situation at all. Like, I know I'm making little jokes here and there. This is not funny. You gonna throw... What is she? Yo, men? What is going on in this world? So this girl... Well, she was acting a fool talking about suck my... You know, but... Who gonna just... You gonna just throw somebody in the side of the road like she an animal? My dude said throw her on the side of the road. Just throw her. Like she trash. Yo. Y'all need to pick y'all friends wisely. Because who's these men mama? Who's your mama? What? Just throw her in the road, baby. Throw her on the side of the road. She'll figure it out.
I don't know what happened in the car, but I do know that he didn't take me home. He didn't have a home to take me to anyway. We go to his place, and when I tell you that when we're entering his place, because you had to go through like, it was like a side door. I don't know why we couldn't go through the front door. He was moving anyway. When I was taking my steps to go into that place, I felt shadows just like closing in on me as I walked through the valleys of the shadows of death. Everything got pitch black, and I don't mean in a way of like...
And sometimes, like, because she's such an, that's why I don't drink or smoke, because I'm very paranoid anyways, and I don't go to people's, I don't go anywhere without my own car, my own situation. Like, I'm just that type of person. But sometimes, like, when people say, yo, God is warning you, like, God is warning you, like, hello, like, you know, I just really feel bad. Like, I don't even want to, it's like I'm getting so anxious for her because I wish I could just help you. And that's how I am. That's my problem. I feel like I can save everybody. Like, baby, like, I wish, you know, like, I would not wish this on anybody because I already, it's just like, just when she says she feels like the shadow, you can just imagine she's just in a dark place alone. You know, like,
I can have a consciousness, but I'm telling you, it felt like death itself was like had consumed me. I thought I was going to die, and I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop what was about to happen. I enter, and I don't remember much when I'm inside. It smells like dog piss. Like, it literally felt like a trap house. Like someone was like squatting there. But anyway, it smelled like mad dog piss. He had 2 dogs. That's basically all I remember. Like, going past, like, I guess the living room and then into the room. And I don't remember anything else after that. And I thought I was dead. But I wake up the next morning. My mind starts trying to put the pieces together. Like, am I dead? Am I okay? Because I felt off. I had a black eye. Like, my head hurt, my body hurt. And then I start like fluttering, my eyes opened, and I don't recognize the room that I'm in. It's like red walls. I might as well have been in hell. I can't open my eyes, so I only was able to open one eye. I don't remember which one it was. And then that's when I start to cry, because I start to kind of remember what happened the night before, even like what happened with my date. Like, there was just so much like things to unpack, and I was so embarrassed, was so scared, because I didn't recognize where I was. And I'm like, who am I with? I was just holding myself like this as I wept silently. And I guess not that silently, because Angel hears me. He comes behind me and he hugs me. He hugs me, he gives me a big embrace. And he's like, it's okay. I turn around and I see his face. For like a split second, I'm relieved, because I'm like, all right, like, he's kind of cute. I just go into his arms and I just start weeping. And he's like, you could have died. He's like, you really could have died. Things could have ended up so much worse for you. He says, like, imagine if I wasn't there. Something worse could have happened to you. Thank goodness I was there. The manipulation started from the first second I gained consciousness. Once I grabbed my bearings a little bit, I realized that I didn't have any clothes on. And I'm like, did we have sex? And then his face just goes blank, like he's all ghost. And he was like, no, we didn't have sex. And then I'm just like, okay, like you don't have to lie to me. Like, fine, I realize that we had sex. I'm not wearing any clothes, and neither are you. Did you use protection with me? I need to know if you used protection, because I just got tested yesterday. And then he's like, well, of course we used protection. And I should have known then that he was a liar, because like he first said that we hadn't had sex, and then he said that we did, and with a condom. I should have known. He was moving that day, and he decided for me to like spend the day with him. Like, I could have gone home, I guess. I was scared to go home too, like just to see my parents, well, to see my mom, and then to have to explain to her what happened to me. Not something that I was like super excited to do right away. And to see my grandmother as well, because I knew she was gonna have 1,000 questions. He tells me that he'll drop me off at home like a little bit later for me to just run a few errands with him, and then he'll drop me off. The few errands was literally the entire day. I spent the entire day with him. It was really weird, because he goes inside the store and he grabs an ice cup and he's like, yo, you gotta put this on your face, like it looks really, really bad. Then he picks up his best friend, I forget his name, like Yayo something. He talks to Flip and he's like, yo, you still with Shorty? Like, that's crazy. Yo, last night was crazy. I just like start crying like here and there, like just like thinking about my face, how I'm not gonna be able to go to work for like at the very least a week. I was annoyed and I was in pain. It hurt so bad. My head was pounding. As we would drive, he would grab my hand and just hold my hand. If you had never been around this person, just by like his videos, like if you see his videos, he has like a pretty strong personality. That was something that I noticed right away, that he was not soft. Like, I felt like my will was bending towards, like that I had to submit towards. That's actually something that we talked about, because I know a lot of you people on here be like, oh yeah, that I probably just slept with him because I knew who he was. I didn't know who he was. I was dancing in the club. I didn't care about no politics, let alone a black Republican. And in fact, he told me there was a lot of people that hated him, and for every good reason. Now that I know what I know, he thought that I was a setup. Hey, bro, I don't even know you. Like, I don't even know who you are. I'm King Face. And I'm like, ugh. I don't know that man. Another thing that I want to be very, very clear about that I wasn't in this whole storytelling is that I did not consent to sex. Part of the reason why I was scared to tell you guys, or not ready to tell you guys, is because I wasn't ready to admit to myself that I had been raped. I never consented to sex. And I even wonder, what did sex feel like or look like at that moment? Was I even awake? Was I just a body, just laying there? I didn't consent to this. So when people are like, oh, you should have gotten to, like, man, shut up. Because I didn't say yes to this. Again, this is all for God's glory at the end of the day, because look at me now. This was intended to be for God's glory. Because yes, this is the result of sin. But God calls all sinners. And he calls us by name. So through this, God will be glorified. I will speak and share the power of my testimony and the power of the grace and love of God. He finally drops me off at home. He calls me a few hours later and I didn't even know who it was. I pick up the phone and he's like, hey, I just want to make sure that you're okay. And I'm like, huh? Who's this? Yo, it's like, it's Face, it's King Face. And I'm like, oh, I had already forgotten about him. For the few days after that, I was love bombed by him. Weeks after that, I was like entirely love bombed by him. After like 2 weeks of me knowing him, he told me that he loved me. He really played on the strings of my heart very well. My will submitted to his. I guess a part of me fell in love with him, but really I don't know what it was. I was under a spell, I felt like, because I needed to leave him and I couldn't. I literally couldn't. That was the events of the night that I met the person that infected me with HIV. Did I get HIV that night? I'm not sure. I started getting symptoms about 3.5 weeks later. Like, actually it's March, dude. Oh my gosh. I meet him 6 days from today, 5 years ago. I started getting sick March 29th, March 30th. I spent many nights with him after that. And the months that followed subsequently, I felt responsible for him. I felt like maybe I could change him. Maybe I could open him up to like getting on medication, to getting help. But no, his mind was made up and I was just another pawn to him. It's still hard to really grasp that he never really cared about me because he played the part so good, so well. But the truth is that he never cared. He never cared. He just cared about himself, feeling like a hero and a villain at the same time. I thought that I would feel like anger. I feel disgust mainly. There is nothing to forgive to that man because vengeance is not mine, it's of the Lord's. There is much peace in my heart right now. I hope I honored my grandmother today. The truth will be told at some point. And even if it's not, God will always remember. Also, to the people in the comments that helped me get to this place. Because the first time I spoke about my HIV story, I had not yet processed that I was raped. I had not yet processed that I had sex with someone unwillingly, unconsenting, the night that I met the person that infected me with HIV. Yes, it was the result of sin, but I took on the full blame because it was something that I could control. It was a narrative that I could control much better than the narrative of saying I had no control. And I was a victim to this person. And that was something that my brain was not ready to accept. I keep on thinking of, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. I'm finally here at this place where I'm not afraid to say that King Face raped me and that I did not consent to sexual relations with him that night. I went into our relationship feeling like I owed him my life. So it was very complex, you see. He knew exactly what he was doing. I wasn't the first person he'd done this to. I'm not saying about lack of consent, but what I am saying is that I'm not the first person that he's manipulated. I'm not the first person that he has deceived. And I wasn't the last, unfortunately. But alas, he won't be doing that anymore. I hope you guys can hear me in this video. Can't really speak. There's been a lot of crying. I thank you for your support. I love you guys. Bye. Love you, Grandma. Mi abuelita bella. Maybe see each other again.
Well, that was a lot. You know, I really respect her. I see that I'm not gonna say she's at peace, because stuff like that, you can never be at peace. But, you know, honestly, just recapping, re-experience, like when you tell the story and saying it again, it's like you're living it again. And for her to keep reliving it just to make awareness, and that's a lot of trauma. I wish you nothing but the best. I don't care what you was doing, how you was acting, who you did wrong. No one deserves that. As a woman, no one deserves that. And I can tell that your grandma is so proud of you, and you deserve the world. And I pray that God gives you everything you deserve, because honestly, you are a living testimony, and a lot of people wouldn't even be here, or would even be this strong. So there's a reason why everything happens to whoever it happens to, and only God knows the reason. So I wish you nothing but the best, baby. This was very heartbreaking, and I was like about to cry. I'm like, Tasha, because I'm a very emotional person. Like, nobody deserves that, you know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.